Video from the Texas border you'll only see on Wink News. Our team is in Eagle Pass, meeting the men and women from Southwest Florida who are helping fight the growing immigration crisis. They were ordered by our governor to serve in the Lone Star State. He thinks our troops are doing what the federal government has refused to do.
People from all over the world who we have no idea who they are, that they're just being able to pour in to this country. So we've said as states, we can't let this happen.
Wink News anchor Claire Galt has the story showing both sides of the American dream along the Texas border.
They offer relief. I got here Monday and I saw firsthand just how demanding the job at the southern border here is. Florida Highway Patrol troopers ride shotgun with Texas Highway Patrol as they look for smugglers and they look for traffickers. Florida Fish and Wildlife officers help patrol the Rio Grande.
Right smack in the middle of the Rio Grande stands a Florida flag. Florida Fish and Wildlife airboats glide up and down the rocky cold river. On one of them, Lieutenant Stuart Spody from Fort Myers.
We know how it goes when we deploy to hurricanes, so we thought we'd return the favor and come help these guys out.
Lieutenant Spody is in charge of this crew, made up of 11 men and women.
This is a Southwest wave, so Fort Myers up to Tampa, all these guys.
They packed up and made the 21-hour drive to Eagle Pass a week ago, ordered here by Governor Ron DeSantis.
I got a wife and a daughter at home, and we're trying to rebuild our house that got destroyed in Hurricane Ian, so it's a little tough, but it's still my job.
The lieutenant's job in Eagle Pass is to help Texas patrol the border and help migrants trying to cross the murky river.
I've personally been involved with several rescues, people that wouldn't be alive today, unless we were here to pull them out of the water and legitimately do CPR and resuscitate them. So I know for a fact that we've saved lives down here.
The danger for migrants crossing the Rio Grande doesn't stop in the water. On land, razor wire surrounds Shelby Park, a 47-acre stretch of land controlled by Texas. That's where the Florida Highway Patrol's Lieutenant Dennis Roberts, a sub-district commander whose territory includes DeSoto County, has started his day for the last month.
We work 12-hour shifts, no days off.
At home, his wife, 2 daughters, and foster son. He's one of 50 FHP troopers in Eagle Pass.
So our power derives from Texas law enforcement, Texas Highway Patrol. We ride 2 to a car, and we are like their backup because it's Texas is going after smugglers, the drug smugglers, human trafficking, bringing in drugs, guns.
Lieutenant Roberts drove me to State Road 481, a major road outside of Eagle Pass that's become a hot spot for trafficking and smuggling.
How we usually get them is they're hiding the vehicles and another person is smuggling them in as they're 6 or 7 hiding in a vehicle.
Do you turn them over to Border Patrol from there? What happens?
In the event that they do detect a smuggler trafficking or for UDAs, they do arrest them for a felony and take them to jail, whatever county that they're in.
So no turning over to Border Patrol here?
Well, the migrants, yes ma'am. The people that are doing the smuggling, they go directly to jail.
Lieutenant Roberts told me the hard part is seeing the families, the children who need help. Everywhere you look in Eagle Pass, there are signs of migrants making the journey. Over this cliff here, you can see clothes, trash, shoes left behind. Lieutenant Roberts told me oftentimes the migrants take off their wet clothes because they've been walking waist deep in very, very cold water. He told me that the border crisis is also a humanitarian crisis. He said he doesn't know what the solution is, only that he'll leave that up to the politicians. In Eagle Pass at the southern border, Claire Galt, Wink News.
Claire, thanks. Now this comes as Texas is celebrating a big controversial win. The Supreme Court cleared the way for a Texas state immigration law called SB 4 to be enforced. It allows Texas authorities to arrest and detain people suspected of entering the state illegally. But the Supreme Court's decision is not a ruling on the law itself, only on the state's ability to enforce it. Tomorrow, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals will hear oral arguments about the actual law. We'll have more on SB 4 coming up later in this hour.